Hello.
Hi Ritik, can you hear my
Hello, sir.
voice? You will start our
Yes,
class
sir.
today, okay?
Okay, sir.
Just
Okay.
I'm sharing my screen. AWS EC2. Can you see my screen? Please tell me if you see my screen. My screen is visible.
Not visible yet, sir. It's saying that it's just starting, so it's rotating.
Okay, is it? Where my screen is not.
Okay, yeah. Now I can see your screen.
You can see us. Okay. So in yesterday's class, we have discussed about this. What is this called? Amazon Web Service, right? Amazon Web Service, and we have discussed about this definition of this. I've discussed about this EC2 instance, right? So I've discussed as EC2 stands for Elastic Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud, and I've discussed that Amazon EC2 is a web service. Web service is a program that provides resizable compute capacity in the cloud. Okay, compute capacity is web service is built. After that, I've discussed that Amazon EC2 reduces the time required to obtain and boot new user instance to minutes rather than olden days. And if you need a server, then you had to put a purchase order and cabling is done to get a new server, which is a very time consuming process. And I've also discussed the point that Amazon has provided an EC2, which is a virtual machine. So already yesterday I told this point, right? So I discussed this point like now Amazon has provided an EC2, which is a virtual machine in the cloud that completely changes the industry. And next is you can scale the compute capacity up and down as per the computing requirement changes. So this is the first slide, and the second slide is I also discussed about what is an on-demand. On-demand is it allows you to pay a fixed rate by the hour or even by the second with no commitment. AWS is beautiful. Okay, Chandra net is problem. Too much. So I've discussed about yesterday class in on-demand, and also discussed that. So here I've discussed that for Windows, it is by pay-per-use pricing model. So for hourly basis, the Windows server will charge hourly basis, and the Linux instance will charge for the second basis. Okay, second per second and per hour. So that's what this point is. And the third point is on demand is perfect for the users who want low cost and flexibility of Amazon EC2 without any upfront investment or long-term commitment. So here I have this point is saying that here if you want to perform any low cost, so if you want any flexibility from Amazon EC2 instance, so then I need to choose on demand. Okay, so that's what this third slide is saying. And the next slide is about reserved instance, reserved on demand, and second one is reserved. So reserved, it is saying it is a way of making a reservation with Amazon, or we can say that we can make a contract with Amazon. So here what is reserved is saying is, so instead of paying like secondly basis or hourly basis paper pricing model, here the reserved is saying that the company will pay some amount. The company will say some lump sum amount, some amount they will provide. So like of like either 50,000 or 60,000, some amount they will provide, which is like after paying the amount, it will be there is a contract for 1 or 3 years. So there is no need for daily basis. So if I'm using some virtual server some 1 day or 2 days, instead of charging per day, so it is saying that they will make a contract with the company and Amazon. It is saying that for 1 or 3 years, they will make a contract between the company and Amazon company. Okay, AWS. So that's what is reserved is saying. And in a reserved instance, you are making the contract means you are paying some upfront. So there is some amount here to the AWS Amazon company. So it gives you significant discount on the hourly charge for an instance. Okay. So that's what is reserved instances. And the next type of instance is types of reserved instance. So there are three types of reserved instance here. They are standard reserved instance, convertible reserved instance, and scheduled reserved instance. So these are the three types of reserved in AWS. Somebody is saying something. Forward comments. Okay, graphic site isolation of plugin status. So standard reserved instances. So here standard reserved instance, it is saying that it provides a discount of up to 75% off on demand. So here also in standard reserved instance also they will pay some amount. But on that amount, this Amazon company, what they will do is they will provide 75% discount. They will provide 75% discount on demand. That's what the standard reserved instance is saying. Okay. Yeah, please sit here. Which one? Format fields, not fields. So I'm explaining about what I explained in yesterday's class. Okay. So that is standard result instance and it is useful when your application is at the steady state. So yesterday we hosted the server now. So initially it will be the steady state actually. Yeah. So that's what this said the standard result instances. And third one is convertible result instance. So what is this convertible result instance? Will say that it provides a discount of up to 54% off on demand. So here also they are paying some amount to the Amazon company. So they are saying that they will provide 54% of discount on demand. Okay, that's what this convertible result instance. And next one point is it provides a feature that has the capability to change the attributes of RI. Yesterday I told some interview question. RI full form is reserved instance. Reserved instance. Okay. So as long as the exchange results in the creation of reserved instance of equal or greater value. That is this convertible reserved instance. So next one is scheduled reserved instance. So what is the scheduled reserved instance is? Scheduled reserved instances are available to launch within the specified time window you reserve. So they will provide a physical server to us, direct tracks whenever we take. Okay. So it allows you to match your capacity reservation to a predictable recurring schedule that only requires a fraction of a day, a week, or a month. Okay. So Amazon EC2 instance. Okay, so that's what the standard reserved scheduled reserved instance. So coming to next one is dedicated host. So dedicated host is a physical server with EC2 instance. So that's what they will provide a physical server. Instead of providing some space like 1 GB or 2 GB, some amount if they provide, they will provide a direct a physical server. We should pay some 1 lakh or 2 lakh, some amount they should provide to us, to Amazon company. So they will provide a physical server with EC2 instance capacity, which is fully dedicated to use. కంప్లీట్ గా మన సర్వర్ యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అందులో ఆఫీస్ స్పేస్ ఇస్తారు, కంప్లీట్ సర్వర్ ఇచ్చేస్తారు మనకి. కంప్లీట్ సర్వర్ ఇచ్చి దానికి కావాల్సినట్టు మనం యూస్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. మనకి అమౌంట్ పే చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు అమెజాన్ కంపెనీకి. ఓకే, సో దట్స్ వాట్ దిస్ డెడికేటెడ్ హోస్ట్. The next one is the physical EC2 server. Okay. So the physical EC2 server is a dedicated host that can help you to reduce cost by allowing you to exist your existing server. Software license and the same antano. Okay. So coming to next one is I shown yesterday. This is what I'll discuss today. Sorry, yesterday I've discussed till this concept. Okay. So now we'll go to the live practical session. So let me open the browser. Okay. Just it's loading. So I'll open a new tab here. Hang up in browser. It is page is loading. Page is loading. Okay. Hang up on that website. Okay. So I'll open the browser. I opened a new tab. Hang up in browser. Let's just I'll reopen this. Water tiger, water tautora, water, water bite is all. For example, washing for document. Those browser. Hang up. It is loaded, I think. So I put a new tab and I'll enter the Amazon. This is the URL. I'm aws.amazon.com/console. You can make a note of it if you want. Just make URL తెలియదంటే మీకు వాట్సాప్లో పంపించాలంటే వాట్సాప్లో పంపిస్తాను లేకపోతే you make a note of this URL if you want. Okay.
I got it, sir. No problem.
Yeah, so this is the URL aws.amazon.com/console/. So after going to this website, one second. So after going to this AWS website, here we need to click on sign into the console. Need to click on to the sign into the console. So here, if you observe here, yesterday I told this class. So here it will show this. Here you can see it is showing some fields here. What is that? Is IAM user sign in. So it is showing it asking to us to enter the account ID first. It's a 12-digit account number. The next one is I need to enter the IAM username and password. So these we don't have now because I did not create any IAM user. IAM user and create cheyaledu ippudu daaka. So then how can we log in? How can we log in means simply we can click on this sign in user root user email. Click on sign in user using root user email. We click on this. It will navigate me. It will redirect me another page. Here it will redirect me to another page. Here it will ask whether we can log in with the root user or IAM user. So what is the root user? Root user is nothing but when we are registering in the AWS Amazon website, we have provided some email address and password. So using that email address, we can log in with this email address here. So I'll type that email address. Okay, so I'm entering some email address and click on next and enter the password. So already enter the password. It is remembered the password. Okay, enter the password and click on sign in. That's all. So it will take me to the AWS dashboard here. Okay, so just wait, it is drawing. It will come. AWS dashboard. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Open it. I take on single. Well, that's no AWS. Okay, so here we click on this. So just let it load for some time. Did not load completely. Okay, so it is loaded completely. So if you observe, I did not tell this point yesterday. So we are having some AWS regions. AWS regions are nothing but AWS region is nothing but, for example, if we, for example, what will happen is in all over the world, these AWS data centers will be available. Data center, these AWS data centers will be available. So data center is nothing but it is a collection of servers. ఎందుకంటే మనకు ఆల్ ఓవర్ ద వరల్డ్ లో AWS యూజర్స్ అనేవాళ్ళు ఉన్నారు. ఆల్ ఓవర్ ద వరల్డ్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. చాలా కంపెనీస్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. చాలా స్కూల్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. చాలా బ్యాంక్స్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. మనకు ఆల్ ఓవర్ ది వరల్డ్ ఎన్ని బ్యాంక్స్ ఎన్ని కాలేజెస్ అన్ని మంది యూజర్స్ ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలంటే దిస్ AWS షుడ్ హ్యావ్ థౌజండ్స్ ఆఫ్ సర్వర్స్. థౌజండ్స్ ఇక్కడ 1 lakh చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి సర్వర్స్. సో దే విల్ ప్రొవైడ్. సో వాళ్ళకి ఏంటంటే ఆల్ ఓవర్ ది వరల్డ్ కొన్ని డేటా సెంటర్స్ అని అలొకేట్ చేసుకుంటారు అక్కడ. దే విల్ అలొకేట్ సమ్ డేటా సెంటర్స్. సో ఫర్ దేస్ డేటా సెంటర్స్ ఆర్ ప్లేస్డ్ ఇన్ డిఫరెంట్ డిఫరెంట్ కంట్రీస్ హియర్. సో ఆ కంట్రీస్ ఇక్కడ ఉంటాయి. ఇది కాదు ఇక్కడ హియర్ ఇన్ ద టాప్. So you can see the data centers here. 1 second. Okay, so here we are having different data centers. See, it is showing Virginia, Ohio, California, Oregon, Mumbai. Sorry, I selected Mumbai. Okay, I'll select Mumbai. By mistake, I selected. Okay, so it is showing Asia Pacific Mumbai. So instead of that, I can select any data. So any data center you can select. Here it is showing Osaka, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, Central, Frankfurt, Ireland, London, Paris. So all over the world they are having. So along with that, what is the AWS region name here? The AWS region name is nothing but beside to this country name, there is a name here. See US East 1, which means in Virginia. It's same to same. Ohio means US East 2. And California means US East 1. This is the AWS region name for this country. For this Oregon country, US West 2. This is the region. So like that for Mumbai, it is AP South 1. Okay. So here what will happen is whenever you select a AWS region, then which means the nearest to our country, nearest location we need to select here. Nearest location we need to select this data center. So we are living in India country. So the nearest data center is Mumbai. So I'll select this AP South one. So what will happen is whatever the operations, like for example, now I'm creating on EC2 instance. I'm using creating EC2 instance. So whenever I create an EC2 instance, that particular virtual server what I'm launching here, that virtual server will go to this Mumbai data center. So here we'll consider some name here, some latency will be there. What is latency is how speedily the data is transferring is happening. ఎంత స్పీడ్గా డేటా సెంటర్ డేటా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అనేది అవుతుంది. సో నియర్ లొకేషన్ చేస్తే మన డేటా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అనేది ఫాస్ట్గా అవుతుంది. సో డేటా కేబుల్స్ మనకి సముద్రం నుంచి పెడతారు కదా డేటా సెంటర్, అవన్నీ డేటా సెంటర్ కేబుల్స్ ఏమైనా మైక్రోసాఫ్ట్ డేటా సెంటర్ సముద్రం మధ్యలో ఉంటాయి పెద్ద ట్యాంక్ పెట్టి. అలా ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ డేటా సెంటర్స్ అలా డిఫరెంట్ లొకేషన్స్లో ఉంటాయి. సో అలాగా లేటెన్సీ అనేది ఎంత స్పీడ్గా డేటా ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవ్వాలని తెలియాలంటే సో హియర్ you need to select that particular nearest data center. Okay. Okay. Provide. So now, so I'll go to this EC2 instance. Okay. Selecting the data center. After that, I will go to this EC2 instance. So yesterday, so in the left side, you can see some menus that is not required. I will see it afterwards. So here, I'm having the dashboard. This is the EC2 instance homepage. This is the EC2 instance homepage. So here you can see instances running is 0. But we have created one instance yesterday. Why it is yeah, instance is 0 here. And security groups are one security group is there. In auto scaling groups, dedicated host. I told this all these points from what is dedicated host, capacity reservations, elastic. There are 0. Here, if you go to security groups, it will show one security group. See here. If I click on this, it will take to me the security group homepage. Okay, so you can see all the details. What is the security group name, security group ID, description, VPC ID. Okay, VPC ID, owner, inbound rules count, outbound rules count. If I inbound rules are nothing but here, if I want to give any permission for a particular user. So because in a company, for example, if I take a software company, inside the software company, so many employees will be there. So there will be so many users where they will create in the AWS website. So if I want to give access to a particular server to the user, want to give write access or read access or execute access, any access, then I will create an inbound rule here. I need to create an inbound. I will explain it afterwards how to create an inbound rule. మళ్ళా end అయిపోయింది. రుత్విక్ నేను వేరే లింక్ పంపిస్తాను మీకు, అందులో జాయిన్ అవ్వండి ఓకేనా. రుత్విక్, రుషిక మీ పేరు రుత్వికే.
అవును సార్, రుతిక్ సార్.
మీకు
ఓకే
వేరే
సార్. యా,
మీకు
జూమ్ లింక్ సార్.
మీకు వేరే లింక్ పంపిస్తాను, అందులో జాయిన్ అవ్వండి. మీకు మళ్ళీ లింక్ పంపిస్తాను, మీకు సెపరేట్ లింక్.
ఓకే, ఓకే సార్.
యా
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే. ఈ కాల్ టెండ్ అయిపోండి, నేను మళ్ళీ లింక్ పంపిస్తాను, అందులో జాయిన్ అవ్వండి ఓకేనా. ఓకే, 10 minutes లో ఇది సబ్